Hey, what is up guys, Woo here back with a brand new video, and today we are going to be doing the long-awaited part 5 of What If Deku Had the Speed Force. Now before we get into this quick what if, I want to do a quick recap since it's been quite a while since the last part. In the last part, Deku and all of Class 1A were attacked by the League of Villains during the USJ attack, and with the help of All Might and Deku's supersonic punch, they were able to beat the villains as they run away from the USJ. With that recap out of the way, let's get into this what if. Deku looks with a sigh of relief and starts to catch his breath when all of a sudden he sees mist starting to cover All Might's body. Deku looks confused as he sees All Might turn to his skinny form. Deku jumps up in fear, and before he can react, All Might covers his mouth and tells him to please stay quiet. He can explain everything to Deku at a later date. Kirishima starts to walk up to Deku asking if he is okay when all of a sudden a giant cement wall covers the distance between All Might, Deku, and Kirishima. The hero Cement Toss tells him to go back to the group and that Deku will catch up with them shortly. Deku looks at All Might confused as to why he looks so skinny and frail, and All Might explains to Deku that a long time ago he was in a fight with a villain that managed to hurt him severely. Deku looks in horror as All Might continues to explain the story. After his fight with the villain, he did win, but it came at a cost. Because of this fight, he had to get surgery to fix his respiratory system since it had been completely destroyed. And because of this, he now has a limited time to be the symbol of peace that he's been his whole life. After telling the story to Deku, he begs him not to say a word to anyone because he is afraid it might destroy the current hero society. Deku ultimately agrees to help All Might keep this secret a secret and catches up with the rest of the class as they all wonder what is to come next after they experienced the USJ attack. A few days have passed since the USJ attack, and the class sees a completely bandaged Aizawa and wonders what he is doing there. He explains that even if he is injured, that won't stop him from being their teacher since no one should slack off, and that includes him. Then he goes on to explain that the sports festival is beginning soon and they should start preparing for it since it's only a few days away. The class starts to question whether or not it's a good idea to do the sports festival since the USJ attack was so recent and the media has not been treating UA kindly. Aizawa reassures them that it's the best idea that they have since they don't want UA to appear scared and make it look like they were unfazed by it. The students feel reassured and then they start to celebrate because they realize they're going to be on TV. After the class, Ochako asks Deku if All Might told him anything about being a hero since he had extra time with All Might. Deku, trying to keep All Might's secret, decides to lie and say that All Might was just telling Deku his motivation for being a hero is quite noble. Ochako starts telling Deku that it's great that he has a motivation for being a hero, impressing All Might, and then Ida asks what her motivation is since they don't really know, and she explains that she does it for money since her family doesn't have a lot of it, and she wants to be a hero to help them pay their bills. Ida claps, saying how generous her motivation is, and while Deku starts to realize how lucky he has it, wonders if his motivation for being a hero is as great as hers. Deku, realizing that there's only a few more days until the sports festival actually begins, decides to train his Quirk so he can get a grasp on it better and try to develop special moves that can surprise the whole world during this sports festival. He begins training. He decides to try to let his Quirk activate throughout his entire body. He does so and then realizes something. Every time he tries to focus it on one specific part of his body, it still spreads through the other parts of his body. He gets really confused since he thought that his Quirk only went through one part of his body. He starts thinking a lot in this speed thinking mode that he accidentally develops, and then snaps out of it quickly because he realizes that he's running out of energy and needs to go and get some food to eat. Deku keeps training on his Quirk and then develops a few special moves he thinks is perfect and ready for the sports festival. A few days pass and the day of the sports festival arrives. Deku is ready for the competition. He and the rest of Class 1A get themselves ready as they walk outside onto the main field. All they hear is cheering and celebrating. Deku gets nervous but smiles confidently because he knows his fear will motivate him. This is his big chance to announce to the world that he is here and he is ready for whatever they throw at him, along with the fact that he has created those new special moves. While he keeps thinking about what to do, he hears Midnight announce what the first round is. It's going to be a foot race. The first one to finish wins, and there are going to be the top 42. Those 42 will move on. Deku looks in excitement since this is the best chance to show off his speed. And then he hears the countdown. 3, 2, 1. And on that note, the foot race begins. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. I know it's short, but I thought it'd be nice to kind of make the whole sports festival either in 2 big parts or one really long video. I'm still kind of deciding how I want to do that. I just wanted to get this kind of like build up to it as its own separate video. So if you guys want more of what if Deku had the Speed Force, be sure to like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Let's get this video to, let's say, I don't know, 200 likes. It's been a while since I've done a video, been a month, so I don't expect a lot of people to watch this, but if we get to 200 likes, then that means you guys really want it. But if you guys hit, like, let's say 150, I'll know to make more or something like that, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so if you guys enjoyed, be sure to like, favorite, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.